Yes, 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 yes. I believe we have audio this time. How is everybody doing out there today? Oh, here, a little something for you, if you're paying attention. Well, I say that, now it's off. This thing. Oh well. It was working. Now it's decided not to. Perfectly fine with me. Nobody needs to see my ugly mug. It's about the game. So, once again, thank you for being here. Yesterday I streamed a little bit, but had no audio, wasn't paying attention. So this time we're going to do it with audio, and I'm going to join the Confederates, and we're going to get to Corps Command as quickly as possible. Let's go to the Eastern Theater. I'm going to choose Confederate. We're going to put this on the maximum. Randomize that. Oh, I said randomize, and it started in career. And get a portrait that I like this time. It's hard to find guys without beards. I couldn't grow a beard to save my life. And I really love this feature, so you don't have to continuously, because I always get the same answers, right? This does matter, so let's go ahead. Get an old Tennessee. I'm going to say I was born in 1830. That means I'm 30 years old. Turned 31 at the beginning of the war. I'm going to apply my questionnaire. See, this guy's a fire eater, a teetotaler, and he's secular. He's going to change from his teetotaling ways during the war, I can promise you that. There's the Bonnie Blue. Let's go gadget get to it. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate you. And I'll be able to see the chat this time, so if you want to throw me some chat messages, I'd really appreciate that too. We'll try to do a little history while we game. If you guys are into that stuff, let's see what the Magic 8 Ball says. Magic 8 Ball, are we going to have a good stream? Let's see what it says. Very doubtful. Well, thank you, 8 Ball. I'm always... I always appreciate your honesty. Okay, so now if you're new to this game, you see that I start with 3.6 thousand prestige. That, how I answered my questionnaire mattered, because my guy was in the Army. He was in West Point. He fought in Mexico, but then he quit the Army after the war, like many guys did, including Sherman and Grant. And he goes into private business, and then when the war starts, he uses his finances, which 10.25K, that's not anything shabby for those days especially, and his prestige, and he's going to join the Army. So I've been offered multiple commands, multiple different infantry regiments, so to speak. But I don't want to do that. And I've played Cav before, and I've played artillery, and those are dead ends. I mean, you basically have to go into the infantry if you want high command. So we're going to start with the brigade. And you can see I don't need the biggest brigade out there. I'd rather conserve my numbers because I'm trying to get to higher command. So let's go to the 7th Brigade. And this is just the cheapest little brigade I could get. So who do I... Oh, I got the Tigers under Wheat, who ends up getting killed. And there's Sloan. So big nothing right here. Big nothing is what I have. But let's go into my thingy here. And I'm going to influence my promotion right away. Just right away. That's what I'm going to use most of my points for. You can see I still got quite a few, and I'm going to have more as I purchase these weapons. And it helps to have all that cash on hand to be able to do this stuff at the very, very beginning. All right, so let's see. Actions, I want to have a political rally. Will it let me have a political rally? What's up with that? It's not letting me do anything actually yet. Maybe because I just haven't started the game. All right, not worried about headquarters yet. I will go to this though. So this is new to the game. If you have... Hey, Monkey Strap, thank you. Yeah, I got the sound on today. How about that? All right, so what I found is rest and relaxation, very important. So I'm going to put 6 points there. That way this guy doesn't get sick. I don't have a staff to plan with. I'll do one for military studies, and I'm going to just put one in all of these things that I can. Just try to get stars in there. I can't say that I understand how all of this works, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know that it works a lot. I do notice that my guy gets sick when I don't rest him, so it's doing something. I'm not going to engage in politics at all. I'll consult my subordinates when I have them, and then the rest of these points, I'll put 8 of them in drill. And that will give me a couple points left over to see, you know, if I can do something with it. Happy New Year to you as well, and thank you for loving the channel. I appreciate you being here, I really do. It's fun to hang out with friends. All right, so I don't want to spend a lot of this because I'm going to spend that on command. So I want to get out of this this brigade as quickly as possible. So it's June 1st, 1861. I've already got my first promotion. Let's go in. I can't influence my next promotion. It's 3.4. So where I go now is going to matter. So let's see what I have available to me. So once I get some points, I can apply for this division. I want to go corps, though. Where is... That's a division. Where's my boy? There he is, Magruder. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is it, right? Cheat codes. I have not been to the field yet. I've already got my promotion, and now I'm about to have my own corps. It is June 11th, 1861. Booyah. And that means I have McLaws, and I have Hill, and most importantly, I've got John Bell Hood, and this is going to be important for me. Now, this is one of my gripes about this game. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it out loud, and I hope the developers are listening. We need to have a way. Let's pause this. We need to have a way right here to be able to transfer John Bell Hood up to brigade command, or more importantly, up to division command. Right now you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but right now I don't have a way to transfer him to this different unit. I wish that I did. I wish there was some kind of a button here that I could do that. So right now I've paused it. So right now what I have to do is I have to replace Hood, which he's not going to like, with a cavalry officer. Let's see if we got... See, and Nathan Forrest is not available for me. That sucks. It's my favorite cavalry officer. But he's not the only one. We got Fitzhugh Lee, Robert E. Lee's son. I believe... No, I know William Lee is definitely... I can't remember if Fitzhugh is Robert E. Lee's son. I thought he was. Hang on. We're not giving bad information today. Yeah, that's right. He was not. He was the nephew. That's right. So Fitzhugh was the nephew of Robert E. Lee. But Robert E. Lee's son, Billy Lee, he's here too. Yeah. That's Robert E. Lee's son, I believe. So anyway, we'll take Fitzhugh. And then I'm going to put Hood in command of my division. He should like that. Oh, he did. How about that? 38%. Okay, and he's going to get McLaws, and he's going to get Hill. Fantastic so far. And we're going to take Fitzhugh out. We're going to put him under Jehovah. Man, this is harder than it should be as well. Maybe we have a zoom out or something, because you can't always get to everybody. Yeah, his youngest son was artillery. That's right. And the story is that Lee didn't recognize him on the field of battle when he came up to talk to his troops. And he said, "General, are you going to be sending us in there again?" Because his son's gun had been destroyed, and they had run back to the West Woods at several points. And said, "Are you going to send us back in there again?" And he said, "Yes, sir. Yes, my son. We have to do everything we can to push those people back." It's chilling. Anyway, artillery. Magruder. He's not going to be happy in my army. I just took his corps away. There's no way he's ever going to be satisfied with that. So let's find a artillery. Now, it's early in the war. Can I get brave John Pelham? No. Damn it. Oh, no man could say John Pelham wasn't brave. I can tell you that for sure. Okay, so let's go to artillery. Artillery. Is that how they say it in Napoleon? Artillery. I could give it to Polk. Oh, look at Pegram. This game has one of the best order of battles that I've seen, period. And I don't have to go flicking through here. I just kind of enjoying looking at all the officers. And one of the things that you're going to find playing Confederate is you run out of these guys real quick. Real quick. Got a bunch of colonels. Ah, here he is. John Pemberton. Artillery extraordinaire. Okay, so 12-pounder and a 6-pounder. So right now my artillery is dog dick garbage. And I've got a bunch of nobody officers, but I do have 400 points left, so I might be able to get a few. God, look at all these no names. Holy shit. Alfred Colquitt. I tell you, it also hurts in Confederates that you don't get to upgrade your weapons for a long time, and that really makes the difference when you go to a battlefield. Union's just going to have better weapons for a while, and it's an ass-kicking bad time. So let's see who I want to keep. I obviously want to keep the 6th Georgia, even though Colquitt is not super happy with me, and he's a colonel, so it's going to be a while. He's going to have to get a brigade before he goes up. And that's possible, you know, if he survives, because we will have turnover in this army. So, let's see. The Georgia guys are going to go under McLaws, no question. I'll give Hill the Virginian, although he's a North Carolinian, so he gets my North Carolina guys as well, plus my Virginia regiments. And, well, let's try to grab some officers, shall we? Let's try to get who we can. Evander Law is good. I like Bushrod Johnson. I like Edward Johnson. He's there. Stephen D. Lee up there as well. Joe Wheeler. He'd be a good cavalry guy. Stevens. There's Anderson. George B. Anderson killed at, well, mortally wounded at the Bloody Lane. You're saying if this game wasn't so expensive, you'd buy it with all of its flaws? You know, I don't even see them as flaws. I get where you're at on that. I don't see them as flaws. They're just things that the developers have to overcome. You know, they're not going to know what we want unless we tell them. And so they've been pretty good about it. I mean, like this game mode, I was saying right away as soon as the game came out, like, man, I wish there was more of a career focus where I didn't have to be in charge of every single thing in the game right away, because it's just so much to keep track of. And it takes a while to kind of get competent to be able to do it, frankly. So this is perfect for me. I love this. I don't even see myself going back to play regular Grand Tactician anymore, because this is the way to do it. Now, I would say that it kind of sucks that there's not a lot going on. I'm sorry, not a lot going on. There's, it ends very quickly. I'll put it to you that way. And you don't have a lot of control over the kind of outcome. Now, you can get high enough to become, you know, high ranking, and I've actually taken over the army before. Dorsey Pender. Oh, Heath is there. I like Heath, although he was totally full of shit. But one of the best portrayals in the Gettysburg movie. The actor did a great job. All right, we're just going to start throwing in guys I can while I have the money to do it. And that way I've secured these officers for later. Hopefully they don't get killed like Mr. Stark did at Antietam. He was one of the 6 generals that died that day, September 17th, 1862. September 17th, 1862, sorry. Trying to do more than one thing at once here. I want Stephen D. Lee, too. You know, he ended up a corps commander out in the West. We all think, or at least I've always thought of him as artillery, because that's what he was at Antietam. He was in charge of the reserve artillery and was responsible for getting those 20 guns up on the hill in front of what is now the visitor center. And of course, he was also the guy that coined the phrase artillery hell, which is what all of those guys experienced there that day. Mosby on there. Get George B. Shows him as Cav, which is strange. I don't even know what this game costs anymore, what it is on the store. Ransom. We'll probably see a lot of these guys again as my officers get killed. There's my guy that I made. It just feels cheaty to put him in my own army. I've done it before, but it also gets confusing. Because you'll grab them on the field and you'll think you'll have the brigade commander and you'll be grabbing the whole army, and I've made that mistake way too many times. Let's go ahead and give it to Stark. Alright, so we've almost filled it up. See if we can get one more in here. I thought I had Dorsey Pender. Yeah, there he is. Pryor. No. Bad Pryor. Okay. So we've got filled up with some pretty good officers. And Lomax, are you artillery? No, I didn't think you were. And you're a volunteer. Let's get Lomax. We're getting all the Happy New Years from everybody at work. Happy New Year. We'll be back to work tomorrow. Hooray. Okay. Speaking of work, if you guys haven't seen it, just dropped a how snowmelt works video. That's what I do professionally. Not snowmelt, but hydronics in general. So if you guys are interested in learning something cool, go check that out. I've got it in my Discord. It's on the YouTube page as well. Let's give that artillery to pull up. Can't, ran out of money. Okay. So it's time to fight with this here army. We're down on the peninsula. Let's get into Richmond. So June 18th, 1861, I already have a corps, and you're not going to get much more freedom than that in this game. So I'm going to enjoy this, and hopefully we can fight and we can gain some notoriety and we can gain some weapons, because that's where I'm going to be happy, is when I can get my weapons. Now, why can't I do a political rally? I've got the monies. It'll let me throw a party, though, so let's do that. Every bit of that XP is going to count. See, it's got a down arrow on it right now. Increase relationship with subordinates is minus 23. Because I spent an average of an hour. So let's bump that up. Let's spend the rest of our points there. And maybe we can get that to be better. Boy, it takes a lot. Still, okay, it's going down. I want my subordinates to like me. And more importantly, to do what I asked them to do. You can see it's going down. That's great. In British pounds, it's crazy expensive, even in sales. By the way, really enjoyed the photos you posted for non-Americans. It was really informative. Are you talking about the Antietam photos on the video? I can do more of that, man. I that's really what I'm trying to do, is bring this around to the historical anyway. So that just gives me an excuse. And if you guys like that, please tell me, because I have no idea. And you can see they've given me an army of the Potomac. Is it considered an army? No, it's still a corps. But I got old Uger here, and I'm not going to keep him. So here's what we do. Let's see what we got. Nobody. Meisinger. Old Liddell. Is this John Liddell? Isn't he the one that died on the 16th at Antietam? Could be a different guy. Blanchard. I got a bunch of nobodies here. We did get some guns. They're 6-pounders, though. Tribut. from North Carolina. We got Buckner. All right, so we'll put you up here. Whoop. I like to attach the artillery to the commander. And Magruder's never going to be happy in my army. He's never going to stay in my army. Let's get this artillery up here under Pemberton. And let's see, Georgia, you're going to McLaws. North Carolina, you can go to Hill. Virginia, 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 Virginia. We're going to have a Virginia commander. I think Mahone's from Virginia. He is, so we'll keep Mahone. Pull out the artillery, put it back. That would be nice too. I should be able to pick. Like if I wanted to go in, I should go to Hill and say, you're my 1st brigade. And it goes bloop, puts it over there on the 1st brigade. Well, good. I'm glad that you said that. I'll start trying to put more photos in. I tend to get lazy and just kind of upload as it is, raw, and because I've done all the stuff and the bells and whistles, and it just doesn't do anything for my channel. I get 0 extra pop if I go to the trouble of making thumbnails and doing all the shit that they tell you to do. All the guys in the hydronic team that I'm on in a shared text saying hello today. Hello, everyone. Got a great team. 400 years of experience and knowledge. It's crazy. All right. And I'm just a small part of that. There's some guys that have been doing this as long as I've been alive. Well, you're not going to get all the Virginia guys. So there's that. Man, Hill's now one of my smallest ones. We'll give the 15th Virginia to Hill as well. We'll keep Mahone. Oh, well. No, we won't. Pay attention. It's free. Okay. So I've still got a lot of nobodies, and I've only got 280. I always want to check because stranger things happen. But no weapons available yet. 280. Let's see if I can get a new commander for some of these no-names. There's 3rd Georgia. I wish we could upload our own photos as well. That would be the dope. Even if there was a filter on it or something. Oh, is that Trimble? Isaac Trimble. They don't give him a lot of stats in this game. I can't say that I know a lot about Trimble either. To be honest, I got a lot to learn. Ooh, there's George T. Love me some George T. Anderson. George T. Anderson fought in the West Woods at Antietam. Took his own initiative to do so. Was not directly ordered. Oh, look, we got more men. Jesus Christ, they're just filling me up with soldiers here. It's great. We're going to build ourselves an army, and we're going to do it on the cheap if we can. Look at all these North Carolinians. Holy moly. Well, Hill, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Man, Pryor, you know, Roger Pryor pisses me off because there were 3 George Andersons at Antietam. All 3 of them, at least, there may have been more. There was at least 3 of them. 3 of them that fought on the Confederate side. So you had George B. Anderson, who gets, well, not 3 George Andersons. There's 3 Andersons, right? So you got George B., who's in the Bloody Lane. He's in charge of one of the brigades under D.H. Hill on the right-hand side. He's North Carolinians. He gets shot in the ankle, mortally wounded. He'll die. He's one of the 6. And then you have George T., who fought in the West Woods, did a great job over there. And then you have Richard H. Anderson. And Richard Anderson, he was a division commander, which included a couple of our, favorite UEC units, the 8th Florida, 8th Alabama. They were all in that division. Well, Richard Anderson gets shot, and then Pryor kind of, ends up having to take command and really just screws the whole thing up. Does not get the men in properly, gets a lot of good guys killed, and he's not in command very long either. I mean, just everybody gets shot up. It's amazing. Like, if you could imagine, and this needs to be a show. I need to just write this story, but you can imagine, like, if you're watching a show like 90210, or that's what we always liked about Starship Troopers, right? Which is like, you get the first half of the movie to get to know all of these characters, and then you get the second half to watch them all die, because that's what happens in war. We all die. And that's why we play these games, to remember how important it is to stay alive. You know, so I'll tell you what. Colquitt, you might get lucky here. I don't have a lot of points here. But I don't want Pryor in command. So what I'll do is I'll replace Colquitt. Where are you? 6 Georgia. All right, it's paused. I'll replace Colquitt. Bushrod, come on in, baby. All right, now I hope I still have the money to do this. Where you at, Alfred? Hey, there's Breckenridge. I don't know why I'm drawn to Preston Smith like that. There's Alfred. Assign. Okay, there you go. Now Colquitt should be happy. Oh, he's just okay. He still doesn't like me. That's all right, Alfred. Unlike your previous commanders, I won't sacrifice you to the cornfield. All right, I believe Colquitt's Virginian. No, he's Georgian. All right. Okay, so I got a couple Georgia commanders. And he's a colonel, so now I can promote you. Bingo. You're now Brigadier General. He likes me now. Colonel, Colonel, Colonel. No, these are all getting to Brigadier General. Pemberton, you as well. Okay. So now, excuse me, I'm going to put the North Carolina units over here. I'm going to give Colquitt the Virginia boys. There you go. So now Hill's just full of North Carolinian units. There's plenty to go around, though. There's a North Carolina army right here, son. And I'll tell you, I'll go ahead and give him the 20th as well. See, he should be my first brigade commander. So how do you do that? Well, you got to take McLaws, you got to take him out. Then I got to take my artillery out. And if I want to line these things up the way I want them to be, I got to take them all out. So I want Hill to be my first brigade. I want McLaws to be my second brigade. And then I'll do Colquitt, Mahone, and then the artillery. And the rest of it is just empty, and these guys will go back into the pool. So, not bad. I don't have a lot of guys on hand yet, but I got a lot of guys. It's pretty sweet. Only 72 points. Let's get some of those points up. I think my party went through, so I might be able to throw another one. Another bash, smash bash, where everybody gets hammered. There's definitely a book waiting to be written about the lesser-known officers. Everybody knows Jackson, Sherman, these guys. I totally agree with you. And I think, you know, where I struggle right now is, oh, man, I hate this guy. This fucking slaver. Yeah, I wish you could banish companions, because I don't want a damn slaver on my staff. Because that's what he is. All right, listen, it was possible to be a Confederate and anti-slave. I'm just telling you. That's how I would be. So Clark is actually shown as a brigade, but he doesn't have any men. Oh, he's got 3,000. Why is it showing him as 3,000 men? That didn't make any sense. It's holding on to old information. Anyway, so let's just put him under Hood, and that way Donaldson will be out of here. See some of my guys popping in, but I still... 12-pound howitzer I can handle. But those 6-pound guns are just absolute garbage. I've got to get those upgraded as quickly as possible. And I don't know if you can actually capture guns in the field. I know you can capture guns, and I've seen where once I did capture guns, I had more guns available to me in the pool. Maybe that's a coincidence. Maybe it's designed. I don't know. I don't know. All right. So we're doing good on rest. Certainly not 5 stars. Excuse me. And my guy is not perfect. Upgrade him. I got the money. Money ain't the problem, son. All right, so now we're up to 1.2K. So that helps. Go back to the army. And again, we haven't even loaded a musket yet. Be nice if you could, considering the Confederate lack of arms. Oh, we have a lack of arms, for sure, but we're gonna overcome that. I don't know why Clark is still hanging around my army. You don't have these men. It's because they're not all transferred yet, I guess. They haven't been transferred out of his command. All right, let's see about our no-names. All right, there's one, so let's replace him. Fine. Ooh, we got a couple good choices there. Lou Armistead. I know you should be running a Virginia regiment, but right now I just want you in my army. We'll figure out the other stuff later. Oh, look at that. I wasn't even paying attention. That is cavalry. So that's going to work out perfect. Drag him up to old Yehovah. So now we got the right amount of people in each brigade. Of course, I got Patty Claiborne. Yay. How about that? So ultimately, I like to run 6 regiments in every one of my brigades. 3 to 5 is average in the army. Hood at Antietam only had 2. He had Wofford and Law. Evander Law is funny too because, you look at these different generals and things that were in the army and how they related to one another. And I grew up liking these different generals for their different attributes. And when you kind of see how they interacted with each other, it's really surprising. Like a guy like A.P. Hill, great general, couldn't get along with any of his superiors. I mean, never. He was on the outs with Longstreet. He was on the outs with Jackson. He was really the only guy that he ever really cared about or, cared to impress was Robert E. Lee, which ultimately that helped. He became a corps commander. He worked to his advantage. Replace. Who else do I have? Yeah. Wilcox. Wilcox, famous for being the guy punched in the mouth at Gettysburg when the who was it? First Minnesota, second Minnesota? I think it's the first Minnesota at Gettysburg, and Hancock says, "You see those colors? Take them." Those are Wilcox's men. He had a whole brigade, and I'll be damned if those guys from Minnesota didn't slow him down long enough to get the rest of the corps up. It's a pretty amazing story. That's why we still talk about it. There's Law, Johnson, Anderson. We got a lot of good commanders here. Some not so good as well. Stark. Ooh, there's Richard Anderson. Talked about him before. Great division commander, really. I don't know about great. I mean, he was there. Had a lot of cool units under him. All right, so here we go. Who do we have left? Fields. That's funny too, because Charles Field was one of these guys that they wanted him in the army because he's from Kentucky, right? They wanted Kentucky units, and Longstreet wanted Micah Jenkins, and so it's funny how all those guys work together, or not. I like Ransom. That's just a picture of Stonewall Jackson, George Patton Sr. But it's George Patton Sr., so yeah, he's going to be in my army, for sure. For sure. There's Dorsey Pender, and he's in a Virginia unit. How about that? So ultimately, you can go around and, yeah, it was not hard to fall out with Jackson, that's for sure. Although Jeb Stuart managed to kind of play everybody. He was friends with all those guys, including Jackson, including Longstreet, including Lee. He pulled it off. So, I mean, it's possible. It's just attitudes are different, And A.P. Hill was a little guy. I'm sure he had a Napoleon complex. All right, let's get up to old Fredericksburg. I'm not keen on really hitting the army very hard at this point because even though I've got some guys, I just don't have any weapons. But we are getting some damn prestige, I tell you. Okay, here we go. So we do outnumber the Union. They only have 6,000 men, 9,000 horsemen. I've got 1,700 horsemen with 10,000 men. And I'm the Army of the Peninsula. Boy, I don't have a lot of men. That's the problem. Like, It looks good on paper, but I only have 1,000 men here. Huh. It's just my horsemen. This is just going to be cav. Okay, that's fine. Let's do that. We'll see if we can get some prestige out of it. All I can really do is to kind of just follow and spot the enemy for the computer, and maybe that'll help. I don't know. I never can tell. These AI generals, sometimes they're really good, and most of the time they're just out to lunch. So we'll go into the battle. Thank you guys for being here. All right. Oh, fucking ears killing me today. All right, so I only have 2 cav. All right, so that's where I am up here. I wish we had a button to go back to true north. That's close enough. All right, so I'm down here. This is a meeting engagement, obviously. Yep. So basically, whoever gets to the point first and holds it. All I'm here to do is screen for the army, because I really won't be able to do much else. So let's do that. Make sure to drop some comments in the chat. We're here hanging out. We can talk Civil War. If you guys have any questions at all, I'll try my best. I'm still studying. I got on the volunteer program. Well, I think I'm 99.9% sure I got accepted for the volunteer program at Antietam, which is going to be cool. On the end of the month, we got our first training, which is a Zoom training. But then after that, every month I'll be traveling to the battlefield to do volunteer work. So as people come to the park and they have questions, there'll be people like me standing around to answer those questions. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I've got a lot of training to do in the meantime. There's actually a special walk with who's it going to be? Dennis Fry is going to be doing a walk up Maryland Heights, and I'm an old fat bastard. I don't know if I want to do that or not. I want to, for sure, do that. But I've climbed Harper's Ferry, and it sucks. And Maryland Heights is even worse, I can imagine. I haven't done that whole side. So, I don't know. I want to. I think it'd be really interesting. I'd love to meet Dennis Fry. I almost had an opportunity at one point, and it never happened. So, but I don't want to bother that guy. I mean, you're talking about somebody with so much knowledge. Yeah, thank you. It should be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And it gives me a chance to serve, because it is volunteer. But I can serve our country by teaching its history rather than killing strangers or bombing babies, which is preferred in my book. I don't know how everybody else feels about that. All right, let's get out on the flankage. I want to get behind this army, see if I can get any opportunities, but mainly so that my other commanders can see the boys in blue. Civil War, of course, in America is always strange because of it doesn't always pan out the way that everybody thinks. Like, for example, my family's from the South. We're all Southern. Born in Tennessee, got family roots in Tennessee going back, Tennessee and Carolina to the 1690s, right? And always poor. They were always poor. Dirt farmers, and they were all Eastern Tennessee. So Chattanooga, if you look at the state of Tennessee, it's got 3 stars on the flag for a reason, because you have Western, Central, and Eastern Tennessee. And Eastern and Central Tennessee were not pro-secessionist at all. They wanted to stay in the Union. They didn't like the idea of separating at all, but the money was in the West. That's where the planters were. That's where the slaves were. and they ultimately get their way. But Tennessee was the last state out of the Union and the first one back. Now, that's not to say Tennessee didn't have its share of, hard fighting Confederate units, because they sure did. But my family in Chattanooga, they joined Union regiments for the most part. Had one that was fought in the 5th U.S. Infantry for the U.S., and then one that was up in Nashville in an artillery unit. I need to get more on him. His name was Dr. Carden, and he was not a doctor. They just named him Doctor, which is hilarious. But I guess it's not unheard of. You have Major, people with the first name Major. So I'm going to get these guys in. We're going to pop on the 61st New York here, or I can't tell what that is, 16th New York. Just give them a little bit of something to remember me by. Let's go up here and see if we can't get the attention of the commander of the 1st Brigade. Already getting messed up. All right, so I'm in the woods, so I've got something going on there. I guess my guys aren't broken. How am I going to hit these guys? I guess I do want to hit them on the flank. It's funny, as cavalry, you can't do a whole lot, so. I use cav to screen and to find the enemy so that I can approach it with my infantry. But I'm not in charge of any infantry here. But you can see I am on the flank, and I'm going to get these guys some better weapons as well. Uh-oh. Okay, they're starting to respawn now. Here they come. Let's back it off. Look, all I'm doing is pulling guys away from the infantry so that they have any initiative whatsoever. It will open them up. Look at all these flanks right now. Come on, computer. Come on, Johnston. What are you doing, man? I'm trying to give you an opportunity here. And this is all I can do. I can't rush in and shoot. Yeah, you're right, Monkey Strap. Our country is still very young. We're talking about our American Civil War, which was, over 160 years ago. I mean, I'm a bicentennial baby. That means I was born on the bicentennial 200-year anniversary of America. We are 248 years old this year. And that's insane to think about, especially from these European countries. You guys have been around forever. But the thing that makes us different, and I think it's important, and it didn't start here. I mean, it started over in Europe. It really started with the Magna Carta and people standing up for themselves. These rich guys that want to rule the world, they don't get a chance to do that. And throughout the centuries, we've kind of knocked it down. And that's kind of what we did here, right? We're self-governed. We don't need the church. We don't need a king telling us what to do. And then over the course of 248 years, we've handed all of our freedoms back to these big corporations. So hopefully, we're another enlightenment period, and people decide, you know what? Yeah, it's a little harder, but yeah, I think it's more important for people to run the country instead of companies, right? Because in this country, they made a law that basically a company has the rights of a person. And so now you give companies, which are entities created, the same kind of rights as a person. That dehumanizes people, in my opinion. And it's not good for the country. So hopefully we get that all under control. And hopefully we don't have to fight another war to get there. Hey, look, I got some extra points. That's nice. Because that's what this war was all about, right? It was people trying to hang on to old ways. They had free labor, which no matter how you feel about slavery and how horrible it is to enslave another person, which it is absolutely horrible. No matter how you feel about that, it was literally just about free labor. The people in the North didn't like black folks either. So they put all the racism on the South. They were just as racist in the North, People just didn't like anybody that was different than themselves. And that showed that with Reconstruction. But it was really just an argument of free labor. It wasn't fair in the economy for one side to have, no labor cost. Your country was made from a feudal system. Ours was pretty much made up. No, really, I mean, Monkey Strap, we're just a continuation of what the English already started. I mean, we still consider ourselves you know, as we're still USA, right? But we still have roots. A lot of us still have roots in the UK and England and Europe. So we still have ties back. We're just not as traditionalist in a lot of ways, which I think is cool. It's progressive. You know, we have to move forward. So my guys are moving forward and they're engaged, and I'll be damned if we're about the only people in this army fighting right now. We do have some artillery up here. There's Pendleton. And there we go. We're breaking. So I got to get out of here. And we're defeated. So my guys only broke after the defeat, and we only got defeated because all of the infantry was down here. I did not have command of them, nor did I want to take command of them. A lot of people might be thinking to themselves, well, why didn't you just go over here and take command of those units? Well, that costs prestige. And I'm not interested in losing prestige right now because I need to save that for my weapons. For my weapons. We need weapons to kill the enemy. We're going to rename this army as well. But right now, I'm going to get something to drink. Be right back. Alrighty, right. Due to his bad performance, Jehovah is now... See, I didn't have a bad performance, you son of a bitch. I had an excellent performance. Unless all we were there to do was to look at Yankees. Because I'll tell you right now, my boys were killing them. Oh, excuse me, pig. Whoever taught you how to be a normal person? Okay, so you can see Clark's still hanging on to this army. Goodbye. See you when I see you, buddy. Okay. Now, we also need to pay attention to this part. You can see all of my guys are not full regiments, so let's pick our favorite. 1st Louisiana. I like that unit, though. They're not the Tigers. Yeah, we need to fill this army out. So... Oh, I love Claiborne's here. Let's see who's going to go. Weisinger, you're my man. So, 12th Virginia. Let's start using this to fill up my other ranks. You can see he'll go down in manpower as he transfers troops. And now Armistead has 976. And you see he has 973. I don't know if he'll need any more, to be honest. And you can see now that he can be attached to all of these other units. And I'm just moving men over. There you go. And don't worry, he'll be back. Let's take these from George Patton as well. I wish there were better highlights on this. It's really hard to see. But you can see that we're going through these men pretty quick here. But we want full brigades. I don't want small brigades. I'd rather have one good full-size brigade than 12 small ones. Man, really going through these guys quick. Of course, in the Union Army, they would just... Oh, Wilcox is gone too. Okay. They would just create a new unit. How did it work historically with the weapons? Did they get issued with a rifle, or was it a mix? Yeah, so a lot of the Confederates came with their own weapons because they were militias. So they had their own weapons. They were designed to, you know, stand up. So in our system, you know, our history is way different than what our current situation is. Back in the Civil War days and anywhere really before World War II, when we, you know, created the military-industrial complex, before that time we were a volunteer army. So basically you had states and counties that had militias, and you would go and volunteer to train so that if something happened that you guys could fight as a military unit. And so Civil War filled with doctors and lawyers and grocers and wagon and, you know, horse people. It's just so they brought a lot of their weapons, and that's why you get mixed muskets. But then you could also, the government would supply units with weapons as well. Of course, the Confederacy didn't have a lot of cash, so they struggled with that. A lot of Maryland units coming in. Well, these guys got their commands back, so that's good. Still no weapons, so let's rename the army. First of all, this is Hood's division, so that's fine, but I like to make it easier to see on the field, so we'll just do DIV. Kind of sets them apart. Oh, stop that. Stop that, you son of a bitch. Okay. And we'll call this not the Army of the Peninsula. This is the Army of Jehovah. The Lord's army, son. And if you were wealthy, you might even purchase some weapons on your own accord and give those to your men. Which I wish this game would allow me to do, because this guy is wealthy. I wish I could buy weapons with that money. And I feel like I should be able to. You know, because really, if we're honest with ourselves, money is prestige. I mean, that's what it is, especially in this country. So, you know, I should be able to turn that money into prestige, or I should be able to use that money directly to buy weapons. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. I didn't create this wonderful game. All right, so question is, what I usually like to do is tie myself to another army and just get some XP. And it looks like we got some Union coming down this way, so that's not going to be hard to accomplish. They're going to be knocking on my door pretty quick. Hood's still getting his numbers up, so we're not in a huge rush yet. But we do want to get in there and mix it up and fight some battles. So you can see he's got 16,000 right now. Excuse me. And the Yankees are right on the other side of the river. But I want to push these guys off. 1st Division, 8,500. Oh, yeah. And the Army of the Potomac is here. Yeah, we can go help the Army of the Potomac, and Hood is definitely ready. Let's go to Culpeper, baby. Push them Union boys out of here. Head toward Washington. All right, so 33 against 8,000. I think I'll fight that battle. Thank you for being here. Now that I'm in command of all the infantry, we'll see it be slightly different. And since we have a huge numerical advantage, we might actually get a win out of this, which means that hopefully we can get closer and closer to buying those good weapons. An ex-president on trial. Yeah, probably a future president on trial, to be honest with you, man. These politics in this country are so effed up right now. It's like the two spoiled brats in the playground trying to fight over a piece of candy. That's what it's like here. It doesn't represent the rest of normal people, which is strange. But, and this is important in America, you should not be able to use your political influence to throw your opponents in jail. That leads to war. It just does. So we can't allow that to happen here. We'll see what goes on. My opinion, unfortunately, you know, because of the way American politics works, if they don't get Trump on these charges, they'll put a bullet in him. And I hope that doesn't happen, because we don't need that. We need level-headed people, because this is just a big machine. All we have to do is work the gears right. We don't have to, you know, you don't have to take it all for yourself, greedy Smurf, you know? That's not to say give it away to people that don't want to work. I get that. Everybody, you know, shit. If you're working hard, you don't want to see somebody that ain't working getting all the rewards. I get that too. There's got to be a balance. We'll figure it out. I just hope we don't figure it out with the bayonet like we did in the 1860s. I mean, if you think about war, and that's what this is all is about, it really comes down to, I want my way. No, I want my way. Well, I'm going to get my way, or I'm going to kill you. And that's what it comes down to. And we got to stop that, you know? Shit happens so much throughout history. And a lot of us, you know, we've lived in generations of relative peace. But it's the civilians that suffer in war. And you can look around and see that right now. That has never changed. I like to talk about in in the Civil War stuff specifically, like how the local farmers were living their lives. Just you're living your life. You are D.H. Miller, and you're just hanging out there with your family. You've got a crop of corn in. You're doing good. You know, you got some Poffenburgers around you. You're married into their family. Everything's going well. And one day, the Union Army shows up, and you're done. You lose everything. Geez, man. The Mumas, they got their house and their barn burned down. Mr. Roulette was there. He was actually on site. He sent his family away. He was actually in the cellar. And there are reports of French's men when they came through that he popped out of the cellar and was cheering them on. Go push them off my land, get them away from here. Because the last thing he wanted was them to go onto his property, right? And lucky for him, he did, obviously his field out in front was filled with bodies, but for the most part, his house wasn't completely destroyed. But they stole everything he had. And we're not talking about the Confederates, we're talking about the Union Army. Stole everything he had. Just, oh, you had sugar? No, you had sugar. Oh, you have flour? No, you have hams? Yeah, oh no, that's gone. The Army's going to eat that. So, it's crazy. The Army allows you to play in the West if you're playing the regular Grand Tactician. So what we're playing is lemon and whiskey and lemons. And it's an expansion, and basically it's a career mode. The real game is you are the president and you're in control of everything. So you play in the East, the West, all at the same time. You have multiple armies under your command, including the Navy. And it's, just like in real life, it's really difficult to play for the Confederates. You get early advantages, but wears out very, very quickly because what, a lot of people don't understand about the American Civil War is that Lincoln did something called the Anaconda Plan, where he basically choked off the South because the South had no real Navy to speak of, and the Union obviously had the American Navy, and blocked all the ports. Now there were runners and people were getting through and things like that, and that's a movie all in itself. But for the most part, yeah, it was hard to get food, ammunition, everything into the South. They had become more and more dependent on their own. And they just ran out of stuff. That's really what it comes down to. And when you have a leader like Jeb Stuart, everybody thinks of Jeb Stuart as he's a cavalry officer or whatever, but, you get a guy like that on the field, and he's doing more than just cavalry, especially if he's in the battle. He's a guy that's moving artillery around. He's moving infantry into places. He's just like an overall kind of corps level commander, no matter what his rank. He always did that kind of stuff. And when you lose him, you can't replace that. Because everybody else coming up is, they're unsure of themselves, they're questioning things. Jeb didn't have any of that. He just did it. He just knew what to do, and he got it done. And so he dies. And you just can't replace him. And by 1964, it was over for the Confederates. They just fought on for another year. And, of course, when you get the United States colored troops coming in, now you potentially can double the size of your army, right? And these guys are wanting to fight, which I would too. So they were fired up. And I think it was, there's not enough done about Nashville. And George Thomas doesn't get enough credit for this either. But I think, there was a lot of questions in the Union Army about black people being able to fight, right? Because, again, they're racist. They think, oh, these guys they're good with a shovel, but that's it. And, of course, that was not true. It's never true. And they get these black units in there, and they just start kicking some serious ass. Like in Nashville, after the battle, Thomas goes up, and there's a bunch of black troops dead on top of Confederate troops in these trenches. And he says, well, gentlemen, the question is settled. They will fight, because that wasn't Confederates attacking the Union. Those were Union black troops attacking a Confederate position and taking it. And that's pretty impressive. So, yeah, we are a young country. We've made a lot of mistakes, but we are growing. And hopefully we can find places in our heart for praise for everybody. Man, is this thing just going to crash on me? Sorry, I'm sitting here talking shit. Well, we may end the stream at an hour, I guess, if we don't even get into our first battle. That's going to suck. Hopefully she's loading in. I appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, I think that's a good point, Monkey Strap. He says the majority of Civil War battles are not exactly ignored, but tend to be sidelined for the sexier battles like Shiloh or Gettysburg. Yeah, I think because obviously those battles meant more as far as the results. They were bigger turning points. Vicksburg obviously is a huge turning point in the American Civil War as well. But it's more than just the battles for sure. But yeah, there's so much. I mean, that's the thing. Like I'm starting to realize because I thought I knew a little bit about the Civil War. I've been kind of interested in it my whole life. And I know a few things, but the more you study, the more you learn. And so all these preconceived notions kind of go out the window when you start actually reading the reports. As a matter of fact, for Christmas this year, my wife got me the book of reports. It's in my bathroom right now. I can't tell you the actual title, but it's the one. There's the National Archive, and it basically has every report and correspondence for the Antietam campaign and or the Maryland campaign, and it's just absolutely stunning. Because so you can go your whole life watching shows and listening to reviews and getting other people's opinions on what these people did or what these people said, or you can just go and read their own reports, right? Which is fantastic. And you have to do that too. You kind of have to keep an open mind because you'll read reports like Henry Heath and he just says stuff that is just completely false. But you still get a kind of an idea of who that guy was. Man, I can't believe this game is going to crash on me. You're embarrassing us, game. Come on now. Catch up. I got faith in you. I think you can do it. But we'll see. Yeah, the 7 Days campaign was a strange one, and I'm not going to pretend like I know a ton about it. My focus right now is really on Antietam, in the Maryland campaign, because I want to get down to the nitty gritty. I want to get to know these guys that fought there, and I'm starting to learn it because I think the telling the human story is much more compelling. And I'll tell you what I'm really interested too is logistics because there's not a lot of videos and things out there about these wagon trains and how to get stuff moving and feeding animals. And, there are people that fought the whole war that never shot their musket, right? They're teamsters. Their job was to get food to the battlefield. And it's not easy. Not easy. These roads back then, especially in the South, were just absolute terrible. All right, so this thing seems to have crashed. It's for some reason it's like it ran twice. So I'm not sure what's happening here. I'm trying to shut that. This whole thing may be a wash. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think you tell the stories of the privates and or hell, even the majors and the sergeants, you know. But there's a ton out there, and you just got to go to the archive and read all that stuff, and then figure out a narrative. And there have been so many great people throughout the years that have been doing that. It almost feels like there's no more meat left on the bone, but I know there is. I'm certain of it. All right, so I killed that second window. Maybe this thing will kick back in. We'll give it a second, and if this doesn't work, then what I'll do is I'll come back in and I'll load in yesterday's battle, which was similar. I mean, I pretty much built the same army, so it's just I'm a little further along because I played for 2 hours yesterday. So we might be able to skip ahead an hour because I think this thing is just shit the bed. And that's unfortunate if it has. All right, so let's just do this. Let's kill it. And we'll start again and we'll load up yesterday's. Unless it's saved, you know, right before. What is going on here? There you go. January. Okay, yeah. September 6th. Okay, I think actually this might be okay. It may have auto-saved in time. Let's see. Fremont's arrival in St. Louis was a natural disaster. A national disaster. Oh, poor old Fremont. So let's see where we are. How far down are we? We're right at the same spot. Okay, perfect. Is this thing gonna work? Assault. This thing is fucked up, man. You know, game, I'm trying to show you off in a positive light. You don't need to be crapping in the bed like this. I want to attack him. Assault, assault, assault. Damn ya. Save. I would very much like to attack this here army. All right, give me the option. There we go. Let's assault him. Lots of worse Union officers in Fremont. Yeah, well, I hear you. You know, that the Union Army had a... When most of your senior command leaves the Army, because that's what happened. A lot of senior commanders left the Army. What are you left with? You know? And a guy like Fremont, who had been successful, gone out to California, you know, he's an explorer. So you also had guys like Winfield Scott Hancock, who was a quartermaster, you know, and just was trying like hell to get into the war. And it took him a while to get the kind of love and respect that he needed. But I agree with you. There were a lot of bad officers on both sides, you know. Okay, so this is interesting. It's a meeting engagement, which it should have been an attack. But I'll take that. Let's look at the order of battle. The Army of the Potomac is here. The Army of Jehovah. And let's put my army here. Okay, so there we are. I put it in line. Now the Union entry points for the map are going to be up here. Okay, it looks like that's the only one. So the Union Army is coming in on this road. That means they'll travel down this way and they'll get to this point and they'll be going across like that. So I may be able to hit them on the flank before they can do it because they're small anyway. And I don't even know that these guys are going to stick around to fight, to be completely honest with you. But maybe I can hit them crossing the river. Now, they might come across this way and come down that little railroad cut or whatever. But we'll see. Well, come on, you spinning bastard. I'm not a huge fan of the camera in this thing at all. All right, so first things first, let's get our artillery. We have shitty guns right now. Let's get them in a position to do some damage if they cross that spring right here. We'll put McClaws out in front to protect. We got Mahone up here as well. As far as cav, we'll put our cav up where we can see some of the map here. And then we'll have Colquitt and Hill on the road. We're going to have to do something about Lee as well. He's really small. Have to redo him. All right, so now let's find the Yankees. So we'll get up here, look around. We'll make sure also that Lee's up here in case they come up around this bend. Actually, I'll put him right there in the bend. And where was this guy? Here we go. And I'll have you watching the crossroad at the river. And in the meantime, I'll move you boys up to be prepared in case you run into the enemy. And I'll move you boys up to the river. Like so. And I'd like to catch those Yankees coming across if we can. But we shall see. All right, let's speed her up. We'll go with States' Rights Gist here. And you notice we don't have any music playing in here. I just don't want any copyright issues. But I would very much like to encounter the enemy position there, Gist. If you'll get your ass in gear. If you don't mind, sir. And it starts units off in weird places. I mean, it could have started the Union way up here. I don't know. I just know that that's their way into the map. And what I'll do is I'll end up sending Gist up there to capture that point. And like I said, I've said this before, but it's really, I think if I go around and capture all these escape points, the Union should not be able to leave the field. You should have to fight your way out. So what I mean by that is if I'm in a battle and the Union cavalry has taken all the escape routes, I should have to keep enough army to fight my way out or get captured. That's my opinion. But it doesn't not work that way. They'll still escape even though you've got them completely surrounded and destroying them. Which in my opinion is not very real. Not very realistic. Alright, so Gist still doesn't see the enemy. My men are moving, but again, I don't think they're coming in from the south. And of course, the other Confederates have taken the point of contention, so that's good. And I'd like to use their help if possible. I don't want to fight this whole Union army by myself, but there's only like 8,000 of them, so I imagine they're actually making a run for the exits. Or maybe they're digging in somewhere. But Gist is slow to move. Oh, there they are. All right, play. So they came down this road. So there's the entry point, but they're here. So that means they came in here and they went straight across. All right, so Gist, it's fine. Go up there. And that means my guys are going to get redeployed. So we'll put you here. We'll put you there. And we'll get the artillery moving as well. All right. There's D.H. Hill right here. So now let's see if we can't get our cavalry out of there before they get completely demolished. Oh, damn fucking camera, man. Pissing me off. Fucking stay still. Jesus. Yes, I know you can go into the settings and change that, but I do like to turn it every once in a while. I'm just not a huge fan of the camera in this game at all. It should really be a free roaming camera, but it is not. Not even a little. All right, we may have to defend ourselves here, so let's get on the line. They may attack us. Okay, I like that position. Let's not allow these guys to think for themselves. Wouldn't be a bad thing to pin them against the river either. Now, the other Confederates are going to come out and give them a little taste. We might be able to pin them on the river. That'd be really nice. Although I think you can just walk across it. And we'll bring the artillery up. Actually, we're going to put these guns right up here. Excuse me, pig. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Put my claws up here in the woods just in case. And we might be able to hit them coming back across the river anyway. So this should be interesting. And now we'll put Anderson's men up on, Pendleton's men up on this high ground on the opposite side of the river. Hill's men are here. I'm sorry, Colquitt's men are here. They might be a little early, so let's hold off. Yeah. All right. Ooh, look at that artillery. They must just want me to take that, huh? I'd love to have it. I'd love an opportunity to get some guns. Airs. Looks like he's going to get across the river. No, not with those guns, you're not. Ha ha ha, sucker. There's Claiborne. Alright, so D.H. Hill is here. Those guns got out late. So our men are here at the river. Yeah, this was dumb, Tyler. You got such a small force, and now you want to try to come across and attack us? You crazy boy. You might be brave, but that's just dumb. Come on, get you some. Come on, get you some. See our Confederate counterparts doing their job. We're going to come in behind these Yankees. It is not going to be bueno for them. I can promise you that. As my whole division is coming up. Now, we don't have great weapons yet. This can be a problem. So what we need to do is kill what we can and get ourselves in a good defensive position. You can see Colquitt's guys. I'm going to put him on the railroad cut. Hill's men and McClaw's men just tearing these guys a new one. I'll put them right on the edge there. And shoot over the river if they can. Everybody's here. Everybody's here. Them get away. Oh, they're back across now. All right, so our boys have done a pretty good job. I want those guns, though. I'm not sure why he gave those up. Get my artillery up here. I'm gonna have a spadoinkle day. And when Sherman and those boys try to escape back across the river, they're going to have something waiting for them. All right, so what gun is that? That's a 10-pounder. So now I should have 10-pounders available to me, right? Right game? 10-pounders, yeah. Okay. I'll take them. Oh, here they come. Coming back across the river. Let's see if our boys can put a hurt on them. All right, Colquitt. I'm also going to give you Mahone over here. So can Hill and McLaws hold the river crossing? We're going to find out. We're going to start lighting them up right now. Because my guns have arrived. Now, if these Confederates will push up behind them, we even have a better opportunity here. But I'm about to get on their flank. Come on, Alfred. Get up there, buddy. Yeah, he realized a little too late that his flanks, or he was exposed. Now, look at this. 3rd Virginia goes from the left to the right. These guys have not lost a single man. The developers tried to tell me, oh, they're redeploying because of the number of men that they have. Well, I don't think that's true. They hadn't even got shot yet. And he moved from the left of the line to the right. This is a real problem because when I try to like advance like this, like watch, I want to advance into these men. Let's see if they stay in line. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Looks like this time they're going to stay in line. They're just going straight ahead. Good. But a lot of times they won't, man. And it really irritates me. Now these Union's not going to be able to get back across the river. They see there are 2 brigades waiting for them there and just a mountain of artillery. So they are getting the hell out of Dodge, and they're going to have to go toward the north. So I'm going to pursue them a bit. And you see Colquitt's guys just all over them right now. And some great officers. I'll tell you what, go ahead and throw out your skirms if you got them. Bring them back. You don't need them. Let's see if one of these guys can throw out some skirmishers across the river. There you go, baby. Roll them up like a wet sock. Ah, 32nd Virginia broke. William Stark. Come on, Starky, baby. You better than that. Still got Mahone back here. Not worried. Guess I could send McLaws or Hill up this way. Seems kind of a waste. These guys are going to run pretty quick. Again, I don't have the weapons that I want. Yeah, the battle AI is not super great. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But they have, I mean, there are times when it does good things. But it's got to be difficult, you know, to try to figure out how to make these things think for themselves. Because it's really just a bunch of if-or commands, you know. If this happens or that happens, do this. And I program things like that. It's not easy. Alright, so Colquitt's already had a couple of regiments flee, so we'll bring Mahone up, and this is going to be the end of the battle. They are leaving. And even though I've taken their point, right, their access point, they're still leaving, so they're probably going to leave from this one. Again, it would be nice, and maybe it does, and I just haven't done it, but I should be able to close off all of these points so they can't escape. And they're white right now, they're not red, so maybe that's how it works, and I just haven't done it. But now that they're running, let's pursue them. Alright, so you see I got some points there. Lost a lot of men. I'll always lose more men than them. until I get those, till I get my weapons. Once I get my weapons, boy, it's over for you. Oh, the rooster got a little bit of shame out of that battle. It's all right, rooster. You'll be fine. Okay, so let's see. Lost some guys. Certainly did. Scott hasn't been here yet. Edward Johnson, he's got a little shame on his plate right now. It's all right. We believe in you. Stark broke and ran. Anderson did okay. Okay, so all of my guys just aren't here yet. That's what it comes down to. Now, Colquitt was the most engaged. Still not bad, though. He's still got a good number of men. All right, but Fitzhugh here is a problem. So let's see. I'm going to give you states' rights gist men also to you. So now you can go away. Goodbye. And now I have 2 properly sized. And are there weapons available? Nope. But now here's the thing. Do we have 10-pound parrots available since we captured some on the field? Answer is no. Damn it. See, it says 1 piece. So I do have 1. That's not enough for a battery. 24-pounders are available. I'm just going to wait. It just sucks to get because I need the prestige. It was originally a one-man team who made this just because of proper studio, so I think the game should get updated a lot. Yeah. I mean, and again, they're doing a great thing here. This game has the best order of battle in any Civil War game I've ever seen. Any game, really. And there can be improvements, but yeah. Again, multiplayer is where it's at. You know, if we had the ability to play each other in these battles, it just takes it to a whole new level, because then you get into competition, things like that. And you don't even have to have the whole campaign. You could just do like a point system where you come in, you know, kind of like Ultimate General. You come in with so many points, you get to build whatever army you want, you know. But it would also be cool to have a campaign, I think. So right now we're waiting. It's September of 1861, still early. And these guys continue to just fight us with small amounts of men. And I tell you, instead of doing a whole lot of this, we're just going to go through a couple of these battles. Because I want to buy some guns, and it takes a lot. So let's see what's available. I can do 6-gun batteries. No, thank you. What I'm looking for are sharps. Right there. That's what I want. And right now it's going to cost 3.5 million. 3.5 million. But that's what I want. Hood's division still doing a great job. I tell you, where do we want to be? I guess we want to be where we are, chasing off these Union boys. Building the army slow. Here comes the 3rd Division back. They still want to go that way. I got news for them. Jehovah don't play that, bro. You get out of my backyard. You get out of it right now. Okay. Ooh, here we go. So, here's something, too, that's unique to this game. I don't know. Let's see. Here's what I do. Right now, I've got 18,000. He's got 12,000, right? So, I've got an advantage. But, and here's what I like to do. Sometimes when you have multiple armies, you can split them up. Now, this is not a good example of this because it could actually backfire on me. But if you go to deploy to defense. All right, just fought the battle. Sometimes what it'll do is it will recalculate the battle, and you can actually split the armies up. and get an advantage. And that's really what you want to do. You want to try to split their army up, hit them as hard as you can with as many men as you can. I mean, that was Jackson in the Valley, right? Hey, Happy New Year, Hardy. Thanks for being here, buddy. I mean, that was Jackson's whole thing in the Valley was, you know, everybody criticizes, or some people try to criticize. They're like, well, you know, Jackson only was so popular in the Valley because he outnumbered the enemy every time except for once. And the only time he was, you know, not outnumbering the enemy, he lost. Well, yeah. But the point is that he got those men in those positions because there were more Yankees in the Valley than there were Confederates. It was just a matter of how Jackson got his men into position to split up those Yankee regiments and hit them and destroy them in detail. And that's what you want to do as an Army officer. All right, these guys continue to come at me with very small units, so this is a pretty big battle. Army of the Shenandoah. I'm there first. Man. They're going to outnumber me for a while. I'm here for the weapons. I got 2.6 thousand, dude. I can really get my guys going, but we've got to have weapons. Okay, let's see how far down our numbers are. Still looking good. Still looking good. Okay, good, good, good. Now, can we get weapons yet? No. Cast artillery. Reboard muskets. We're getting there. Just takes so much money. Armored gunboats. Trade warfare. No, 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 no. No. I don't want any of that. I want Sharps rifles. 2.1 million. Current spending is, all right, a funding of 3.5 is needed. Currently funded 2.1. See, I can't do anything about that. No, I can't. Because I'm not the president. All right, this guy was sick, so let's make sure we get more rest. I'll take one away from drill and put it in rest. Because I want this guy to be rested so he doesn't get sick. And, you know, we've got some money now. We might as well get our headquarters situated here. Chief of Staff. Whiting had a brigade. Ledbetter. I knew a guy named Ledbetter. Lou. Let's just do Frost. Aide de camp. I like Walker. Adjutant General. Oh, Mr. Little. Quartermaster. Clark, you're the only face guy here. We'll just get some regular old faceless guys here. Sucks. I can't tell if they're artillery or not. Okay. We'll just do right here. I don't really care. I don't know that this does a lot. Ooh, there's Alex. Ooh, there's my engineer. I'll put Jehovah on my staff. That'll work. And then there you go. I wish I could kick that slave catcher off my shit. I don't want him with me. Fame and fortune. Grand review. I don't really care about my fame. Oh, here you go. Well, I just spent all my money on my promotion, which I don't really need because I already have a corps. But it will allow me to have more soldiers, so that's good. And perhaps the Confederate Army will send me some more troops. All right, these guys are still in the area. I'm going to push them away if I can. And right now, we're just kind of waiting. Look, it's not even 1862 yet. We're just waiting to get these weapons and to build out this brigade and to defeat in detail. Okay, so look, we can already assign a perk. I always do my movement perk first because I intend to have them on the move. 9,000 to 26,000. Yeah, let's auto-resolve that. Get it over with. And you can see as we're in these siege combats, we can get points come up slowly. All right, they ran. We're running after them. We're not going to be happy until they're out of Virginia. Get them out. J Brands TV. Been wanting to play this game myself, but can't justify the price. What is the price? Maybe I'll do a giveaway. I got a Steam card for Christmas, and I could do a giveaway. The card itself is for $100, so 30 something. I bet I might be able to give away a copy of this game. That's interesting. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a drawing or something. Are you guys down for that? You guys want to try to do a drawing? Because I want more people playing the game. I mean, honestly, I'd rather pay for War of Rights. That's kind of what I was saving it for, to do a War of Rights giveaway. But everybody that watches the channel pretty much already has War of Rights, although we're trying to bring more guys in all the time. All right, we're still not done chasing these fools. Get out of Virginia, please. Look at that, chasing them right back down the peninsula. This is historically accurate. Yeah, we're building our points back up slowly. Ah, they chased me away. That's some bullski. 14,000 men, and you're chasing away Hood. He's got 17,000. How mad. All right, let's see what our numbers look like. Still looking pretty good. Any weapons yet? Oh, Lord, the Whitworth. Okay. Don't get excited. Take a breath. Take a breath. Okay. So here we go. Now we start looking at this. I want Hill to be a badass. So I don't have a lot of points right now. 573. Infields. See, they have a number on it. Just let me buy them. Anyway. 3 times a minute on an infield, only 2 times a minute. This one has more range. So it doesn't shoot as fast, but I can hit them at a further distance, which actually helps in some scenarios. But they're more expensive as well. 1.3 thousand price versus 629. So I can put a lot more of these rifled muskets in the hands of my guys, and I think that's what I'm going to do until I can get my sharps. So let's just do that. So now we're going to give everybody infields, and this is just going to make my army that much better. You can see my points going down. I'm not going to be able to get everybody, but D.H. Hill's command will have better muskets than everybody else for now. And we'll start upgrading. So that was December of 61 is when those weapons came in. Maybe a little bit before that, I wasn't paying attention. But you can see we're already out of money, so we're going to have to fight to get more of these monies. And I don't see any reason not to fight on the peninsula, if it will let me. Because this is a battle that I would be happy to fight. Come on, man. Why do they keep running away? That's some bullshit. Look at this guy. Why is he running from these boys? There's no reason for that. Oh, but the other guys came in and pushed him off. Okay, sure. It's probably because there were more men down the peninsula that I wasn't seeing. Maybe. They're getting on their boats and getting the hell out of there. Oh, wow. Historically accurate. Historically accurate. Okay, so now let's get up to Manassas Junction with our boys. Push those Yankees out of Virginia. And we will go up to Winchester area. Protect the valley. We could attack Washington. It's a lot of men there, but I'd much rather go into Maryland. Let's go to Harper's Ferry. See if we can't do that. See if we can't cause some trouble up there. It was a gift. You spent it on yourself. 100% use the gift card on yourself. You guys are super nice about that. But look, I work hard, and we're doing okay. So if we can help out the community a little bit, then I'd rather spend it on you guys than spend it on myself. Hey, I got some more guys here. We're growing. Okay, so let's see. Did we get anybody good? Jackson, Gracie, and Reynolds. Anybody named Reynolds has to be good, right? Yeah, it's not bad. Mexican War veteran as well. I know that face, but I don't know his history. This is interesting because I can always go in and learn more. There's some Floridians. Virginia. Robertson's on a horse. I know about Jerome Robertson, and I can't remember. Oh, Jerome Robertson was in charge of the Texas Brigade later in the war, and ends up getting in trouble for something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they take him out of command, which sucked for him. All right, let's go ahead and get these up. Let's get a North Carolinian, put him over in Hill, so he has all his North Carolina. No more Georgians. These are all Virginians. Robertson will go ahead and give you to the artillery. And I like having just one big artillery battery for now. I'm interested in that. We've got more horsies, but we will probably just combine those guys. We'll see. Yeah, so we'll give McClaws the Floridians. And again, a lot of these guys may be going away. They're very small. Oh, McGowan. He's small because he's horsey as well. Booyah. Okay, let's see. Let's just do, yeah, Gordon. Might as well. You're a faceless guy. Can we give your men away? Yeah, we can. Army doesn't need a whole lot of replacements right at the moment, though, which is a good thing. They need some. Especially these newer units coming in. They're pretty small. This is what I like to do to keep my armies up and in fighting shape. Just onesie twosie. This guy, he's giving all of his wounded people to other units. Which is hilarious. Yeah, I got some disabled guys. You want them? Sure, why not? Take what I can get. All right, so you, get rid of you. Delete. And put you over in Colquitt's. You as well. And you as well. So there you go. Now we've got 6 regiments in each one of my 4 brigades. That's excellent. You guys can go away. Your division is no longer needed. And can't give men that aren't here yet. Okay. So we'll wait for those guys to show up. Now I've got 330. So let's go back. See, this is a problem sometimes. It will reset your weapons. It didn't do it on all of them, but Buckner, you know, he got enough men where I had to rebuy his weapons, which kind of sucks. But it doesn't matter. It's worth it to have them in. All right, so Claiborne, you are going to get a brigade. I almost want to get rid of Mahone, but he hasn't done anything to deserve getting rid of, so we'll wait. So we're up at Harper's Ferry. We're at the Arsenal, and we're going to be moving into Maryland. Yeah, I don't see the devs giving me any keys. I'm a little too critical about some of this stuff. And it's not negative, man. I love the game. I wouldn't play it if I didn't like it. But you know, everybody's chasing Total War, and there's a lot of things about Total War that I don't like. I don't play a lot of Total War. I really don't. I have, but the mechanics in that game don't do it for me. Napoleon was the closest one. I really like the campaign, but as far as the multiplayer battles, it's just, I don't know, just doesn't do a whole lot for me. And even this one, I struggle with the 3D maps. I like the paper maps. The strategic level is just way better for me. All right, there's not a lot of food up here in Harper's Ferry, so we may have to go on down to Winchester. We have orders to go down to Strasburg, so let's go down there. Maybe we can get some food for the army. And maybe we can stir up a little fight with the Yankees. Guy's sick right now. Hope everybody's having a good first day of 2024. I appreciate you spending some of your valuable time with me. Checking out this cool game. Oh, we got some more monies. So this is, right now I'm just spending most of my time arming my soldiers. And just as soon as the Sharps is available, I'm going to be changing over to Sharps. Old Patty, 20th North Carolina. And we'll get to the artillery after we get these infantry guys with good weapons. And look, this right now, this does not give us a huge advantage over the Union. They're also shooting Springfields and Enfields, so this is not yet. Once we get to the Sharps, then I'll say we have an advantage. Then we're killing 2 to 1, which is pretty insane to think about, but it just has such a rapid fire. Yeah, DLCs, Monkey Strap says that Total War was fun until they went the DLC route for everything. You know, you're not wrong there. That's why I stopped playing Conan. Because I was, early on, I was with it, playing Conan before it ever became an official game. And the first thing they did to say thank you to all of us that were working hard to kind of, I'm not going to say we helped develop it, but we were early adopters. First thing they did was like, if you want all the content, you got to pay for a DLC. It's like, well, we already paid for your game, you know? And so it soured the milk for me. I stopped playing it. And I'll be honest, I like to run around naked in that game, and YouTube's not cool for nudity. So it didn't work out. All right, it's already March. We're trying to wait for this weather, but right now my men are pretty on the hungry side. Oh, did I see that I had another upgrade? I sure did. Let's do Medical Corps. Okay, so here we go. In 7 hours, there'll be 15,000 men helping me out. It's going to take 26 hours to get them here. I've got 22,000 men under Hood and 24 under myself, so I already outnumber the 1st Division. Yeah, it's time. Buckle in, bucko. It's time for a battle. Strasburg, Virginia, March 25th, 1862. After the initial skirmishing and maneuvers, the opposing armies are deploying for battle. The Confederacy fields 40,549 men under the command of Lieutenant General Bonham. The Union fields 28,000 men under the command of Major General Keim. All right, this should be interesting. Hopefully, we don't embarrass ourselves. So let's see if this one loads. Last time the game kind of froze on us when we tried to go to a battle. Ah, here we go. Excellent. Oh, by the way, if you're new to this game as well, there's a lot of information right here. First of all, you have these 3 pages, right? So, as ordered by Lieutenant Bonham, the Berryville Pike taken by Longstreet. Okay, so whatever that means. These are our scouting reports. And then we have the command. So Lieutenant General Bonham in command. Confederacy are eager. The Union's confident. The condition of the men is slightly less. We have better horses. Guns are okay. We have fewer provisions, fewer foraging. But everything else is pretty straightforward. And there's the Army of the Potomac. There's the Army of Jehovah. My guys are determined. And you can see here all of my different things, right? I got all these different cavalry units. You can see that. I can also go to my division. I can go to each one of my brigades. So I can determine, right? So these guys are confident, eager, determined, eager. So if I wanted to go into Hill's brigade, then I can see each one of these guys and see where they are. And you can do this at the end of the battle as well, right? So there's all these different kind of combat reports and things like that. So a lot of cool information, really is. Now I'm on defense, which is excellent, and I've got 25 points for engineering, which is also good. That means I can defend this spot. We can do some trenches. So where is the Union coming from? There's the opening. So there's the road. Probably going to come that way. Do they have any more entry points? No, just that one. So if I was them, I would come down this road. Remember, you got to go here. They're probably going to attack it from Winchester. So I imagine they're just going to come straight in this way. They might come in from the south. They could swing around to the north. But the AI, like I said, please enable VSync. All right. Belmont 93. Options. Enable VSync. I usually turn that off, so thank you for telling me that. I've been trying every way I can to help with the lag, so let's see what we get here. This is not a bad spot for us. We go to the OOB. This is where this game separates itself from everybody else. This order of battle and the amount of detail they give you is just hands down the best I've seen. So there's my army, and I'm just going to pop them in right there for now. We're going to put them... slow down. We're going to put them in line. All right, and now we are going to defend this spot. So we're going to put some trenches up. I think I'm just going to put them out here. Keep my artillery up front. So let's just do this. It goes left to right, so starting at the left. No. I said starting at the left. Starting at the left. Going to the right. All right. Did I do the wrong one? That doesn't look like it has a headlog on it. All right, well, we got some. I did like a regular one here. Okay, so artillery. Put you up here, defending the front. Where is Hill? That's McLaws. There's Hill right there. That's my main one. My main man. Got the best weapons. I'll put you right up front. I'll put Colquitt back here. We'll put you boys in the woods, guarding the flank. And I'll put you boys up here with Hill. Now, this is liable to get my heartburn going this morning, but since Bonham's in command, I can deploy wherever I want. He's going to redeploy me. Otherwise, the image was rippling. Thanks. No, I appreciate that, Belmont. I appreciate you being here. That's what it's all about. All right, so let's get this party started. I think my guys are ready. Well, no, we can get our cav out to start looking around, because that's really their job. My gerb. Oh, you son of a bitch. Stop that. I wish I had a button to go straight back north. Like if I hit in, it just went straight back to the north-facing view. Put you up here. Put you right here. We'll start this battle, and we'll get you guys moving. I just want to get eyeballs on the Union before they get too close and make sure they're taking the route that I expect them to take, and not try to do some funky stuff and get around on my flanks. So we'll do that first. And we'll ramp her on up. And maybe Bonham will get out there and punch him in the mouth and I can just play defense, but we'll see. I want to get some points here. And I love this view. These are some of the most beautiful maps. I wish the developers would give us these without units on it so I could use these in my videos, because that's what I really want. Oh, stop. Stoppage. All right, they're coming a little further north than I anticipated. That's why we got cav. Get you up here. Get you right here where you can see the road. And my southern cav, you boys can come up a little closer to town. No, actually, yeah, you boys can come down here. Because see, they got a second spot down here I didn't see. Now, that may have just opened up, or I might have just missed it. I saw this one. I did not see this one. So that means they've most likely got guys coming up this road as well. So I'm going to post up here so I can see that. Actually, I'll get right up there. So hopefully we can catch those coming in. But that's probably your 26-hour guys or 23-hour guys. So, all right, we'll speed it up a little bit more. Right now, we're okay. Bonham's going to attack those guys. So I got a feeling the other units are going to be coming up from the south. You can see cavalry already getting in the area. We got Longstreet here. So let's speed up, see how they do. And we will reserve ourselves for the heavy fighting. All right, so right now, they're okay. I'm just trying to get my guys to a safe spot, but still able to see the enemy. Because if I can see them, then maybe they can... Does that say Hova? No, it's Ohio. Thought maybe they had Yankee Joe. All right, so there they are. Let's see if Bonham can handle them. I've just got a feeling that... Okay, now I took that. So now, does this mean that the Yankees can't come in that way? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It should. Like I said, I think it'd be really cool if you could block off all these points and then they just could not escape. And you got a chance to destroy them or they had to surrender. That would be the shit. And I'm not coming out of my position right now because I got a feeling these Yankees are going to show back up. Let's get those guys up on the ridge. And, you know, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I'm going to keep my guys down here, keeping an eyeball on the Valley Turnpike to make sure they don't show up that way. You can see we got a line of Union here. Eventually this Confederate attack will stall out and I'll be able to get in there. But I don't want to commit my forces while I still got reinforcements waiting to get here. But I do want to be part of the battle, so I tell you what, let's go ahead and get Colquitt. I think our right is secure, so we'll bring Alfred up here and let him push in through. All right. No advance command. I'm not always sure why sometimes I get the option to advance, sometimes you don't. I don't really know what's going on there. Alfred Colquitt, of course, famous for going into the cornfield. All right, so let's see what happens. So with Bonham in command, he's going to redeploy me. I just know it. They typically do. All right, so Colquitt here. I'm going to put him up higher because I'm going to come in on the flank. Now, with that being said, where's my cav down here? Right? It's been moved back up. So Where is easy? Right there? Yeah. Put you right there because we're going back down. Where's my other cav? Ah, I'm up here. We're going to get you going back down too. And then I got more cav up here that's been also pushed back. And is that my cav as well? Fuck yeah, get out of there, dude. What the hell? All right, so I put the cav up here because we're going to go back around the Union. And let's just see if it lets us stay here in this area. Hey, look at that. It did. Wow. That's new. Because sometimes when other guys are in command, it just redeploys my line, which sucks. Still no advance command for Colquitt. I want you over here. And I want you down here, watching the pike. All right, I got some points for having guys in the general position that the commander wants us in. That's good. I'm still waiting for Yankee reinforcements that may not ever arrive, but we're playing it cautious, but we're still going to have some fun here. Again, I don't have all my weapons yet. You can see the Confederates have backed up, so the Union now going to attack our position. And I just want Colquitt to come up behind them. And I'm waiting for all the reinforcements to show up. They could at any time. Or they may never. I don't know. Here they are. Keem arrives. Now, where did he arrive? That's the question, because I don't see any blue markers. Oh, yep. Yeah, I do. Look at that. Keem is up in the north. All right, Colquitt, you get your ass back here right now. Yeah, charge. Get the hell out of here. You run right through those other Union guys. Hit them on the back if you have to, but now Mahone is going to come up here. Retreat to that position. I just don't want Colquitt caught out like that, because he's about to get caught out like that. All right, they want me to engage the enemy. Here we go. Hit him, Alfred. Alfred Colquitt, of course, like I was saying before, in the cornfield. Hey, thanks for being here, Monkey Strap. Appreciate you. So Colquitt not having too much trouble with these guys as of now. Let's keep pushing them. I want to push them back toward my line. I don't want Keem coming in behind me. You can see he's already trying to do so. Cav is trying to give me a line there, but Colquitt's, they've got to get out of here. We've got to get back. Let's just get them back. Retreat. Go, Johnny, go, go. Get the hell out of there. Run right through the Union Army. They're probably going to get smashed up doing this, but it'll hurt them more than it hurts me. Well, Colquitt's boys made it back. Very well done. Very well done. I'm surprised by that, to be completely honest with you. But looks like Keem's going to come straight up the same road, so let's just put Colquitt up here with Mahone's boys. Already got 500 prestige for this, and if these Yankees come directly up to my line, they are going to be hurting. They are going to be hurting. We'll put the guns up here on the road. And let's see what happens. tell you what, Bonham's doing a pretty good job. You can say what you want about the AI, but Confederates have gone straight in and just smashed them up pretty good. I'm just kind of in reserve, chilling. And doesn't look like Keem's going to be able to do much, so let's get Mahone's guys into the action. They're probably going to retreat before too long anyway. We'll get Hill out here as well. I don't think we're going to have any more surprises. I think that's about it. So we'll see if we can get in on the action. And when we came out to play, they ran away. Got some pretty good prestige out of that, so we'll have some more weapons for the boys. Hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Learning a little bit. And for those of you that haven't bought the game, I would say do it, man. It's a lot of fun. So Pierce became famous in battle. Colonel Seymour fell in disgrace. The Seymour I know is from the Union. 1st Brigade, 3rd Division in the East Woods at Antietam. All right, so everybody's doing good so far. Let's go take a look at the Army. Excuse me. Colquitt's men were engaged. Johnson, you still... Nope, he's recovered his honor. So they're okay. Didn't lose a lot of men. Fought well. So good job, Colquitt. All right. Excuse me. Let's check for... No one's really ready to upgrade yet. Got all their infields. All right, here we go. George T. Are the Sharps available yet? Nope. See, I wish that was easier to see. Like, I can see it blinking there, but it's not easy for my old eyeballs. Be better if it was blinking brighter, or maybe there was a halo around it or something. And it's not a complaint, just a suggestion. Like I said, this is the best order of battle I've ever seen. I wish all games had this. Oh, we're out of points. See if there's any actions I can do to get that back up. Fame and fortune. Nah, nothing right now. Let's just do another party. Headquarters are still good. I think, let's see. Oh, little known fire eater. I still don't have a... Oh, I lost one of my things, though. And I'm up for promotion. Excuse me, not that I need it. Let's go and get some... Make sure this guy has some more rest, too, in camp. Because he's not the... he's kind of sickly. Planning with staff. Okay. Okay, so here's what we got to do. We're going to have to take a few of these points away. Get it down to 5. We're going to plan with staff. We're going to put one more in rest. Consult companions. All right, so far so good. Let's speed this up, get this thing rolling. They couldn't do much with us. All right, we are to engage the enemy. Here we go, 43-15. Again, they're coming at us with small stuff. And right now I just want weapons. Let's just auto-resolve these. I don't really care if I win or lose at all. I just want to get the points. There you go, 300 points. And all I'm trying to do is get my weapons up for my crew at this point. So that's at least one more unit with good weapons. 32nd Virginia. And we're just going to give as many people guns as we can. It might have been at 122. I think they cost more than that. What is it? Yeah, 125. Boy, I was right on it, though. Okay, so we'll just continue to do these things until until we can get the points that we need. So yeah, I'm telling you, this new way of playing is so much more fun. Look at that, 800. And they're retreating in panic, not almost 1,000. So yeah, we've got some guns coming now. They want me to engage the enemy. Of course I will. I would like to have good weapons to do it, however. Still no sharps. Yes, 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 I know. I'm preparing to do so right now. Got to get our boys the right equipment to engage the enemy, sir. And all of our brigades are about to have infields, which are excellent. Ooh, there's some more. Some more of those good points. Love that. Yes, sir, I will. We're right now arming the men. I know I could hit pause, but I don't want to. Stop giving me the same orders. Stop giving me the same orders. You bastard. Yeah, okay, AI, I get it. I know what you want me to do. I'm going to do it. Wait a damn minute. I'd like to get my army supplied, if you don't mind. 10-pound parent. Oh, well, here we go. Let's just auto-resolve that. So the 10-pounders, the 20-pounders are the 3-inch ordnance available. No. All right, I got my promotion. Let's just do 10-pound parrots. Yes, I know you want me to engage the enemy. I'm going to do so. But right now, I've got a bunch of money to spend. I believe I'm a major general now. That's good. So the artillery is going to be much better. Excuse me, with a 10-pound parrot rifle. Yes, sir, I will. Give me a goddamn minute. Would you please? Oh, I ran out of money. Okay, so Hood's division. Now, where did you want me to attack the enemy over and over? Oh, you want me to go up to... So the enemy's right here. Yeah, there you go. That's better. This damn computer just changes its mind too much. So we chased them out of Virginia into Maryland. We're going to be following them as well. Wants us to attack Washington. I'll tell you what, I'll do it through Frederick. Because Hood is ready to go into Maryland. He's got 21,000 men. See if we fight the Yankees on their own soil. And although I'm not directly attacking Washington, which I will, oh, it looks like I'm pushing them off too. Look at that, 1.4K. Okay, okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Yep. Okay. Excuse me. So they have got their asses spanked pretty good there. Let's make sure we have guns for everyone. 10-pound parrot. Yup, 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 yup. 3rd Virginia Pike. Uh-oh. Something must have happened to Fitzhugh Lee. Oh. Did he get killed? This guy started the KKK. I'm not really super thrilled with having him on my staff. Tell you what. I think, you're artillery, aren't you? Yeah. Are you cav? No, you're artillery as well. Let's just do it the right way. There's a tab here. All you gotta do is hit cavalry, and it'll show you all your cavalry officers. Oh, there's Lee's other son. Put you in the saddle. Since your cousin, I don't know where he is. Hopefully he's not dead. Get the Colt revolver. These guys are now shooting 12 times a minute. 12 times a minute. And which one of these are the smallest? Which one of these are the worst? That's a better way to say it. I like McGowan. Alright, you are the worst. And that still ain't bad. Okay, so... See how it mixed all their weapons again? God. And I get it. I mean, you combine units, you are mixing weapons, but it's such a downgrade. Okay, we still got 1,000 and we're waiting on sharps. Let's see if we can unlock it. No, not yet. Man, they've actually gone the opposite way. Okay, well, it'll be a while. But we are up here in Maryland fighting off Union regiments. And now they want us to attack D.C., and I think I'm going to. Let's go, baby. General Hood, if you will take the nation's capital, please. And they came at me with a small army again. So, looks like by the time I get here, they're already going to be fighting. But let's go ahead into the battle. Thank you all for being here with us today. All right, let's see what happens, y'all. We're on the attack, as we should be. A lot of woods. Lots and lots of woods. All right. So, that's a fold in the map. That is not a road. There is a road that goes down the river here and will allow me to cross at Argyle Mills and then come down that way. I may use that road and come in on their flank. Okay. I think that's the way to go. But of course, the easier road is to come straight in this way and come around from the north. But I think I'll take the longer path. We'll see. We'll see, won't we? We'll see what the cav thinks about that. I got more cav up here. Right there. So, again, we'll take it slow. I've gotten in a lot of hurries in this game, and it's got me in a lot of trouble. So we'll take this guy down straight to the mill. Excuse me. You as well. Take you out to that farm. Let's make sure the Union's not there before I commit all of my troops And while I'm at it, I'm going to detach all of these guys so I can use the commander and not reposition them. So there you go, Jehovah. We'll line it up right here just to give the guys somewhere to go while we're waiting. I'd very much like to see the rest of the Confederate army here, but I guess they're going to show up later. I thought I was showing up late to the fight. Looks like the southern path is open. I think that's where I'm going to go. I think it is. I think it is indeed. And you... Did you not get detached? You did. What's up? Why are you going back to the army? You too. You're supposed to be detached. All right, well, if you will, Trebu, could you find the enemy for me? You do the same, Mr. Lee. And McGowan, if you'll come up north here. We just want to find where the enemy lines are. These guys are small. Well, it's just the units are so large. It looks small, but he's 826 men. Okay, here come the rest of the Confederates. And they're going to be coming the same way I am. I really should have come around from the front. Looks like we're going to have a consolidated force hitting him from one side. That could still work to our advantage. If we get the ability for some punching power. And I don't mind following them in. I don't have to be at the vanguard. Be happy to conserve some men's lives. I'll tell you, I don't see the Union. Oh, there they are. Okay. Oh, look at them. They would have been ready for me if I'd have done that. And that's why I try to avoid it. But you can see now, they're kind of coming after my boys. Engage at will. Indeed. You just back the hell off if you can. So yeah, right now, we kind of got the Union with their pants down a little bit, which is excellent, excellent news. And we're going to be able to get in there and hit up on them a little bit. You can see they're coming back down this way. I guess they broke my cavalry up here, didn't they? McGowan's running for it, or was destroyed. Not sure. Cavalry always takes it hard in my armies. That's for sure. But it's worth it. All right, let's see if we can't... Boy, they're really piling up here. I need to secure these crossings. Let's get there. I'm curious if they're going to try to just come across on me. Let's double quick it. Because I really need to get my artillery in a position. I tell you what, if they're going to come across Rock Creek, I'm going to let them. End of the day. Okay, let's see if it repositions me as well. Okay, let's rethink this now. So we've definitely got some Union down here. I'm going to put my cav up here out of the way a little bit. Down here out of the way a little bit. I think McGowan's just gone. No, there he is. Excuse me. And I'll keep him up here as well for now. Hills boys in a line. I don't think they're going to come across. So let's put my guys up, prepared for the attack. And we'll see if I get redeployed, which does happen, especially since I'm not the commander on the field. And they don't have sharps yet. I've got to remember, my guys do not have sharps yet. They just have infields, which are good, but they're not sharps. So I'm not going to have the kind of punching power that I will later in the war. Get you boys in there. Ah, come on, camera. You gotta fuck around like that. Okay, so I want my artillery down here where I can actually do something. Although it's not gonna have a clear lanes of fire at all. Okay, well, we'll see. I really feel like actually I should be down here coming into the bottom portion. Because I want my guns down here to open up on them, so yeah. Yeah, I think that's better. Excuse me. So we'll start her up. And it did not redeploy me. How about that? It's the first time for everything. Usually it just puts you in strange positions you don't want to be in. All right, well, with that said, let's use Mahone. He'll come around to the south. Get him moving. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Do appreciate you being here. All right, Hill, you can move up as well. McLaws, you'll take the center. Colquitt, we'll move you up also. And I'll tell you, I think I can go ahead and get my guns up here as well. Actually, ooh. See, don't get too hasty. Not too hasty. Okay, down there's fine. I'm actually going to use Colquitt to defend those guns in hindsight. And I'm going to use Hill to try to go around the Union, and I'm going to use McLaws to go with him. Colquitt's going to guard the guns. Mahone's going to be down on the right, but I think I'm going to have him instead like right there. Or maybe even, yeah, further down here on the flank. I just don't want him running in front of the Union guns. And, of course, there are flankers. Damn it. All the frickin' time. More Union that I did not see, of course. And now my guys had to back off. So this changes a lot of things. Not Colquitt, but it does change McLaws. We're just going to take on these enemies right here. Get up there, boy. Got to get rid of this threat behind us. Cavalry of the 2nd Connecticut. Excuse me. Tell you what, Colquitt, why don't you go ahead and assist Mahomes? You can guard the guns. Hill, if you'll get your men into position very quickly, please. I would really appreciate it. Oh, God damn it. Turn off their own thinking, will ya? I don't need these guys thinking for themselves. I want them to do what I want them to do. Oh, fuck me. I hate it when that happens. This is the worst part. Like, you'll accidentally grab somebody and just move the whole damn army, and that's the dumbest shit ever. Stop right now. And so now I gotta reposition all of my men. Look at Colquitt's guys just sitting there. They all got ugh. The worst, because I accidentally clicked General Hood. Some dumb shit, man. For real. And just everybody stops. Because I told them to, because I didn't want them having to get all redeployed and shit again. I've got guys up here already engaged. McClaws needs to come home. Yeah, McClaw's boys are already up here getting pummeled. Move your ass, Hill. Alright, so my southern guys still are not even ready again. Come on, Mahomes, get your ass in gear, dude. I already told you to move. So that's what I get for not paying attention to my flanks. I thought I had my flanks covered, but clearly I did not. Even though I had cavalry up here, he did not see them. And I got surprised. And that is the quickest way to lose an army in this game. It really is. Now, luckily, I had a bunch of Confederates here to help me. And we are pushing these boys off, but it was a close thing for a moment. And Colquitt still is just in confusion in the woods. You got 5,200 men just sitting there with your thumb up your ass when I already told you to attack. So please, if you find it convenient to do so today, attack the enemy. Alright, the overall manpower is really starting to show itself. We had obviously had way more men. Even though tactically, you can say what you want about the AI, but they flanked me. They got in there and did it, so that's real. All right, McClaws, get your boys up there and get them up there now. And I will have Hill in support. But you got to move. You too, Colquitt. Move your asses. See the guys starting to redeploy. Or they're falling back, getting out of there. Either one is good, a good idea for them. Although Hill's men are a little unstable at this point, going through the woods. It's not easy. Alright, Colquitt's finally here, but he's also got a little bit of flank trouble. We'll put Mahomes up here, see if he can't help with that. If you'll do it quickly, sir. They want my guns, they can't have them. I'm going to give them the cannonballs instead. I just got them guns. I ain't giving them away yet. Alright. Claws, if you will. And Hill, if you will as well. Thank you, sir. Now, Colquitt's boys doing their job right now. Let's get on up there. No advance command. Alright, they are pulling away, so let's put that artillery where it counts, right here in the middle. Because Colquitt's boys are about to get attacked pretty damn hard. And I'm just going to bring Mahomes in behind them. Yeah, they ran. Don't blame you. Don't blame you at all. boys have infields. They are not afraid to use them. And that artillery has got to be somewhat helpful here in the middle. And I say somewhat lightly because there's so many trees here. This artillery is not going to be very effective. My infantry is not very effective either. You can see finally McClaw's men are getting in position. Hill's men still not there. Hurry up. All right, Mahone, if you will. Colquitt's boys doing their job. Move up, son. Move up. And our army now fighting on two separate flanks. We also captured a point of contention. Excuse me. Now McClaw's men are in position. They can start maneuvering. So let's put them behind. Actually, no. Let's just move them forward. Advance. Hey, how about that? Now, will they cross each other or will they take a direct path? Looks like they're taking a direct path this time. That's good. Hill's men have still not made it. All right, but Colquitt definitely has, and he's putting it to him right now. Mahone's going over to his right for support. And the 88th New York, man, taking it hard right now. Got a lot of guns pointed at them. Including these. That's the 83rd New York. Any day now, General Hill, any day. Could throw out skirmishers. I don't want to slow them down any. There's Colquitt's boys. Doing their damn job is what they're doing right now. Just keep on pushing, Colquitt. Keep on pushing, Alfred. Mahone, get up here and do some damage to those reserve units, if you will, please, sir. We're going to put some artillery on those boys in the woods as well. General Hill is finally getting into position. Let's go ahead and let McClaw send out some skirmishers. And move forward. And we'll see if we can't flank him with old Hill here. They're like, damn, we gotta march again? Yep. Afraid so. Facing some artillery. I'm not going to send in the cav for them, but I'll send it in for you. Who else can I harass back here? And these guys have artillery, so I got to send out skirmishers for that. Mahone as well. Go ahead and send out your skirms. Get rid of those guns. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice this cav for those guns. I'm tired of it. $2,000 as far as the experience points is concerned. That's what we're here for. Of course, they call it prestige in this game, not XP. Same thing. And Colquitt is doing his job, son. Doing his job. Pushing the Yankees right off that spot. And I tell you, Mahone's not doing much worse. Really giving them hell in the woods. Let's see if we can't light them up with a little New Year's fireworks. Oh, oh, oh. Come on, Hill. So, doing our very best to destroy the Union Army here. So far, so good. My men have now taken the junction. We're going to call our skirms back in. We'll go up there and hold that spot if we can. Mahone doing his work in the woods. No more artillery to worry about. We'll pull those skirmishers in as well. And we're just going to keep lighting these boys up back here if we can hit them at all. That's going to be it for the Union. They're going to be splitting out of here post-haste. So let's push in on the side. What are the 4th Florida doing out there by themselves? Don't know, but engage. Tell you what, old Alfred Colquitt's done his job, man. They really have. Got a bunch of Union coming back this way. Let's see if we can make them reconsider that. Literally trying to run through our lines. I don't think so, Maine. It's not a good idea. And you see now the Union Army starting to move off en masse. And Colquitt and the boys deserve a little rest. They've earned it. He should get the he should definitely get some praise in this battle for what he did. Hill, on the other hand, is finally starting to get engaged now that they're running away. And McLaw's men also did a pretty good job. So we'll go at the end of the battle here and we'll look at all of our stuff in the headquarters. So this is cool. This is a cool part. I normally don't do this, but it's worth looking at. So consolidated. Okay, so consolidated overview, combat reports. Okay, so the Confederacy inflicted 4,200 casualties. The Union inflicted that many. We took 59 prisoners. Oh, who got? They took 300 prisoners. Doesn't say who it is. I must be looking at that wrong. Okay. Confederacy. Robert E. Lee. Oh, look at the experience. Only one. Scott was wounded. Okay. So, Joe Hova. There's my Cav. Got some experience. Colonel Lee. Huh. Alright, Hood's division. Number of battles, 12. They've been in 12 battles. 13 for Mahone. There's the fame. The most famous one of my generals is Hill. He's also got the best leadership, best initiative. Although, boy, I tell you, going in the woods like that, it's not great. Colquitt's, all right, those guys have some experience. Fame, leadership. Where are the casualties? Okay, here we go. So let's see. Do we have totals? Prisoners taken, none. Artillery casualties inflicted. We didn't take any prisoners. We took some prisoners from the infantry. McLaw's guys did. All right, so Colquitt had the most casualties. They inflicted almost 400 casualties, although Mahone's was right there with them. But they also inflicted cavalry casualties. Doesn't say how many casualties inflicted. No guns captured. All right. A lot of people in the engagement. Anyway, so I can't say I understand how to read all of that. But it's cool that it's there. A lot of information. And you can see that we lost fewer men and smacked that ass for the Union. All right, the stream is almost 3 hours now. I'm cooking a brisket. My wife has been nice enough to go out there and spray off the brisket for a while, so we're going to have to check that before too long. I was hoping we could just win this whole campaign. But it's only 1862. So let's take a look at old Hood here. And we've got plenty of money now. We just need to get those sharps unlocked. So let's see if we can help that along. We might be able to. No, not yet. Damn, brah. I want them sharps, boy. All right, so the army gets to get upgraded. What about the division? Yep, division ready for an upgrade as well. We're going to go into our specific units here and see what the battle did for us. So here's Lee. All right, these guys. None of them ready for an upgrade yet. All right, so let's look at Hill's boys. They didn't really get a lot of experience in that battle. Mostly doing running. McLaw should get some. 900. Still got some good numbers. 23. Yeah, they held together pretty well. Colquitt's guys did some of the heaviest lifting. Still no upgrades for them as well. And Mahomes' boys did some heavy fighting. So yeah, the numbers look good. Don't have any real problems there. Still 10-pound parrots. Let's go ahead and put some of these together. Like this guy right here. Combine him with other units. All right. All right. Well, like I said, we're at 3 hours of a stream. And we may call it there, guys. We've had a pretty good time. We've pretty much run the Union out of the capital. Or pushing them away from, I should say. We're not quite there yet. But I appreciate you guys being here today. I hope you like that. Let's go ahead and save this. And you guys can tell me if you want to see another stream. So I'm going to call this stream and save it. Now that we had sound this time, if you guys want to see me do it again, go into the Discord. Tell me you want to see more of this, all right? So before I split, let's see if anybody else is streaming today. Nope, I don't have anybody to raid. So, sorry about that. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Until next time, my name is Jehovah. I'll catch you later. Goodbye.